Devotion becomes deadly on season 3 of Oxygen True Crime, Killer Relationship with Faith Jenkins. Today I have former New York prosecutor, host, and executive producer Faith Jenkins with me. Good morning, Faith. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Faith, tell us a little bit about this season 3. I got to see a couple of clips, and I was kind of taken aback a little bit. The good old,
Mhm.
Southern boy, the model, who got shot and stabbed, and the wife. The That was interesting. Talk a little bit about some of these episodes.
Well, all of the episodes have one key foundational piece to them. The people that are involved know each other. They have had relationships with each other. So there's a level of love, trust, and devotion, whether it was a spousal relationship, a significant other, or even a colleague, coworker, or friend. So you have that foundational aspect of the show. And then there's the turn. What triggers someone to then kill someone else that they know in such a close uh, capacity? So what makes them turn on someone else and commit the ultimate act of violence and betrayal? So we walk people through from the very beginning. We have family and friends on who know both the victim and the perpetrator personally, and they share what they thought about both of the individuals. Some of them know them from the moment they met each other. So they talk about that. Then we go into what happened, the crime, and then we talk about who did it. For every case this season, there's no definitive perpetrator early on in the case. So there's a level of investigation that we take all the viewers through, and the viewers get to watch the witness interviews, the interviews of potential suspects, and decide, do you think this person is telling the truth? What do you think about their body language? What do you think about their story? Do you believe them? And then in the end, we reveal who the perpetrator is, what happened, the why, which is what a lot of people want to know, why they did what they did, and then the level of accountability.
Faith, it's interesting. You were a New York prosecutor. Are these some of the things that you actually did?
No, none of these cases are based out of New York or from my caseload when I was a prosecutor. They're cases that we researched. We just researched cases from all over the country and decided which ones we thought would be the most compelling for the series. Unfortunately, we had a lot to choose from because a lot of people make these decisions. We go into the why, but a lot of people are left in, the victim's family and friends, they're left baffled because they never saw it coming. And in some cases, there were some red flags, there were some warning signs, there were some issues in the relationships, and people wish that they would have spoken out sooner about those.
No, based on what you just said, there were warning signs. What do you want the audience to take away from it? Maybe they're in a situation they're not sure of.
Absolutely. I want the audience to look at these cases and who's involved in the cases. We have people from all different walks of life: teachers, professors, stay at home parents, coaches, people in ministry. No one's immune. And so I want people to understand that these are not hardcore criminals who have led lives of crime. They're everyday people from the communities all around us. So you look and you watch the show, and then the takeaway is, were there any signs? Are there any things that can be noticed? What can we take away from this? And sometimes there are. And I always say, look at people's patterns. People will lie, but their patterns don't. What have they done in the past repeatedly? Often that will indicate what they will continue to do in the future. If you're with somebody and they've cheated on every last person they've been with in the past, but they tell you, no, not you, you're special, you're different, often that's a game, that's a con, that's a lie. What makes you different? Because people don't change for other people, they change for themselves. So look at people's patterns. That is often very indicative of what you will see in the future from them.
I like that, Faith. I like that a lot. Been speaking with former New York prosecutor, host, and executive producer Faith Jenkins. It is a Killer Relationship with Faith Jenkins on the Oxygen channel. Thank you so much for joining us today on Morning Blend.